Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Tuesday, May 1st, 2018. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Agriculture Awareness Month is the Ministry of Agriculture's way of ensuring that farmers, fishers, cooperatives, agro-processors, beekeepers, and other stakeholders and partners in the agriculture sector get their due recognition. So noted Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, in his address to launch a month of activities under the theme Building Resilience to Climate Change for Food Security. Activities for Agriculture Awareness Month will run from May 1st to 31st.
Our month-long celebrations feature sales of meat and vegetables every Friday in the month of May, the first two being at the public market. On the third Friday, we are happy to support the farmers in the New River area who are having the New River Farmers Day on Friday, 18th May. On the fourth Friday, which is the 25th of May, we move back to Charlestown, this time for the Pork Festival, showcasing the varied pork products from our abattoir.
The Ministry of Agriculture will also provide opportunities to engage the general public.
Another of the highlights for our month of activities is an open week at the Prospect Experimental Station. The idea behind this event is to showcase to the general public, and especially school children, some of the activities that are undertaken there. We intend to expose persons to the various careers in this sector and the earning potential. From a combined effort of a few units, we will serve samples of food that are 100% local. During the month as well, we will have a church service and staff fun day, which we are inviting farmers and other primary producers to come and interact with the staff at the Ministry and Department of Agriculture in a relaxed and fun environment.
The Ministry of Agriculture will also lend its support to the Indian Castle Fisherfolk Association as the association hosts its fishing tournament on Monday, May 7th at Indian Castle Beach. Some considerable work is taking place at Pinny's Beach courtesy of the Ministry of Tourism with the aim of making beachgoers safer. The Honorable Mark Brantley made the announcement on Monday, April 30th as he gave his opening remarks at the Premier's press conference.
We are all aware that we had a terrible tragedy at Pinny's Beach where a young man was unfortunately killed by the propellers of a boat, and that created quite some shock and consternation on the island generally, tried a tremendous level of grief. I myself would have met with the parents, and I believe the Deputy Premier and myself and Minister Evelyn as well would have attended, and I believe legal advisor would have attended a memorial service of sorts at Pinny's Beach for this youngster. A very, very bad situation, and there, of course, I guess questions that will need to be answered, and this is not the place to answer those questions, but we wanted to do more to determine what we can do to assist to ensure that these types of accidents can never ever reoccur.
Premier Brantley expressed the hope that the efforts that are being made will enhance the safety and the security of users of Pinny's Beach.
I want to thank the Acting Permanent Secretary, John Hanley, and the entire team for the efforts down there. The public should be happy to know that we have now appointed lifeguards at Pinny's. We have now engaged in the demarcation of the swim zones and boat channels from Pinny's Beach Hotel to Paradise Beach. We are currently in the process of building a lifeguard tower down there, and all these are firsts because these were never hitherto existing at that beach. We are, of course, asking for the cooperation of swimmers, that they do not try and swim outside the marked zones, and we are asking for the cooperation of our boaters, that they do not seek to bring their boats or jet skis, as the case may be, inside the swim zones. And so we hope that by our efforts and with their cooperation, we will avoid any of these types of events in the future.
Members of church and community groups here on Nevis are benefiting from a two-day workshop which began today, Tuesday, May 1st. The participants are learning project management fundamentals and being coached on grant proposal writing. At this morning's opening ceremony, Junior Minister of Gender Affairs, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, expressed her appreciation to facilitator Dr. Marlene Morris, who was a part of the inaugural Women of Purpose SKN conference, which ran from April 26th to 29th at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel.
So she said to us that she will want to come over to Nevis and meet with some persons who are involved in community groups, be it in their churches or in the communities that they live, because she has information that can get us to another level in terms of developing our community groups.
Dr. Marlene Morris is a member of the UN Women Caribbean Select Pool of expert trainers and researchers on the prevalence of domestic violence against women and girls. She works as a trainer, mentor, and empowerment coach for women, families, and youth.
As a government, we would want civil society to come on board and to assist us in tackling certain pressing areas. We have crime and violence on the rise. We have mental issues on the rise. We have domestic violence on the rise. We have teenage pregnancy and things like that. And so from a government's perspective, we would embrace the assistance of community groups. And Dr. Morris is here to teach us how we can tap into grant funds. There is a plethora of grant funds available around the region, around the world. But because we don't know about it, number one, and because we don't know how to access it, number two, we are left behind. And so I am imploring all of you today to take special notes, because at the end of maybe the year, I want each person to be applying for a grant fund for your community, for your church, to tackle some of the social ills that we are faced with today.
Minister Brandy Williams thanked Dr. Morris for her intervention at this time and for seeing the need to assist Nevis. Still to come,
we would have spoken with the staff at the school and decided that we would adopt certain things, and so we went about raising some funds. So I am here today to present that check.
We'll give you the details after this break. Welcome back.
And I'm here as a representative of the entering class of 1979. Now, whenever we make reference to our class, we always say the entering class of 1979 because all of us did not graduate from Gingerland High School. Some of us would have left before it was graduation time.
Jervan Swanston today presented a donation to the Gingerland Secondary School on behalf of the entering class of 1979.
At our last reunion, we had two big days that were a part of a week of activities that we had. One was a project day and the other was a career day. At our project day, we would have looked at areas in the school that we identified and thought that needed some improvement. Now, in identifying the project, we would have spoken with the staff at the school and decided that we would adopt certain things, and so we went about raising some funds. So I am here today to present that check for the funds that we would have raised to you, Mrs. Williams, on behalf of the entering class of 1979 for the enhancement of the facility and in the quest for education for those present and those to come.
Principal Lynette Williams accepted the gift on behalf of the staff and students of the Gingerland Secondary School.
We want to thank the entering class of 1979 for this generous contribution. We promise you that we are going to put it to great use. We really appreciate what you all have been doing for the school, and we want to encourage others to do the same. This is our 45th anniversary, and we welcome gifts like these.
As a means of giving back to the Gingerland Secondary School, the entering class of 1979 also facilitated a career day for the benefit of the students. Today, the Joyce Libert Primary School JLPS captured the first Information and Communications Technology ICT Primary School Quiz title. The quiz was held at the Nevis Performing Arts Center as part of the activities to celebrate ICT Week. JLPS, represented by Rajon Fifield and Shama Otley, amassed a total of 40 points. The quiz was divided into 3 rounds. The first round was the hardware, software, and acronyms round. The second round was a mixed category with information technology related questions, and the third round consisted of a practical where the students had to format a document in front of the audience with directions given by the IT specialists. The first runner-up spot was captured by the St. Thomas's Primary School, represented by Jadoni Herbert and Earl Jeffers. The second runner-up spot went to the Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary School, represented by Tyrell Phillip and Delroy Prentice. The Charleston Primary School was represented by Daniel Rambrose and Leland Harris, and the Ivor Walters Primary School was represented by Kia Bartlett and Empress Hutton. Employees of the IT department, as well as the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, presented the students with their various prizes. Barrett also delivered brief remarks.
Now, these students are all growing up in an information and communication technology-rich environment and must therefore learn now all that is useful for them to cope in such an environment. They need information and communication technology skills and opportunities to help, not only for fun games on their Xboxes and their PlayStations, but also they need these skills to do research on the computer, the tablets, the phones, and developing those skills now would help them in even their adult life to cope with this ever-changing world.
The prizes included a Kindle Fire, printer, desktop, laptop, laminating machine, pen drive, and trophies. The sponsors of the quiz were Flow, Nevis Spring Water, and Chameleon Media. Other activities for ICT Week consist of the launch of the revamped NIA website and e-services, which will take place tomorrow, Wednesday, May 2nd, at the NIA's conference room at the St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board. ICT Week is being hosted under the theme, ICT Supporting the Thrust Towards a 21st Century Economy. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.
Even though I'm in Taiwan studying, I stay connected to home by watching local news on NevisTVOnline.com using my NTV app on my mobile device. Remember, if you don't see and I don't see, NNC on NTV. Try it now.